What's going on, everybody? Ridiculous Ripley here, bringing you another LSPDFR tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and give you 3 different mods to install. The first one's going to be a LCSO Liberty Pack. It's going to be a Sheriff Department pack. We're going to be installing increased environmental lighting for the ELS. It's going to make your lights just the right amount of brightness. Not too bright, but bright enough you can see them. And then better Radiance. It's going to help with the reflections and the lighting as well and all that good stuff. So if you're new here, go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe. Click on that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a tutorial or some gameplay of me playing something. So let's go and kick this off right away, guys. We're going to be installing the LCSO Liberty Pack 1.1.0 by Ripley. It's an amazing pack, guys. A lot of vehicles, awesome lighting pattern. We're going to come over here to download this file, and we're going to click on the main file. We're not doing add-ons. We're going to just add it into our game and overwrite the original police vehicles. Okay, once you click on that download and click on the main file, it's going to start downloading down here in the bottom left. Yours may be faster, yours may be slower. But while that's downloading, let's go ahead and download the other ones that we're going to be installing today. So the next one's going to be Increased Environmental Lighting. It's made by Mint98. Excuse me. Installation is... Excuse me again. We have to have ELS. If we don't have ELS, this isn't going to work. This is a really fast one, guys. Like I said, it just helps with your lighting, your amber lights, and all that good stuff. So go and click download this file here. And it's going to download right next to your Liberty Pack. There we go. And then, last but not least, Better Radiance, which is made by Matthew Skeed, Criminal Justice, and Jeffrey Gamer. Jeffrey Gamer's link is down below. Criminal Justice link is going to be down below. They do a lot of LSPDFR stuff, a lot of tutorials, a lot of gameplay, a lot of live streams. They are awesome. So, this is Better Radiance. This is to help with all of your lighting overall. So let's just download this because it's awesome. And there it is right there. Those downloaded awfully quick. And it looks like our Liberty Pack's almost done as well. I've already got it here on my desktop. We're going to go and drag and drop the increased environmental lighting on there, and the same as Better Radiance. And once you've done that, you can go and exit out of all of that. And we're going to start with the vehicles, guys. The vehicle's going to be the hardest, so let's just go and get it out of the way. You're going to want to go ahead and open your OpenIV. Click on the Windows tab. And I showed you guys before how to make it go into edit mode as soon as you open it up, as you guys can see here. But I'm going to show you again. You go to Tools. Oops, sorry. You go to Options. And then right here, the default work mode. You want to switch it from read only to edit. Click close, and every time you come in here, it's going to automatically be in edit mode. Let's go and open up that WinRAR. And you're going to double click on the Liberty Pack. It's going to be the only folder there. Alright, so right here, let's make this, we want somewhat of a buffer zone for OpenIV. So you can read the README, but if you wanted to do that, then you would obviously be reading that instead of watching the video, right? So we'll go and close out of that, move it off to the side, whatever you want to do. Let's go up here to the vehicles. So let's see what he's got. 8 vehicles in here, 8 or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can either put all of these in, or you can choose a couple to put in, depending on what kind of patrol you want to do and all that good stuff. I like the Crown Victoria. That's one of my favorite police vehicles. However, it's in the Police 1 category. I don't want it in the Police 1. I want it up in the Sheriff's Department because I want to put my own police vehicles in for the city. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. But first, let's get to the path of where we're going to be putting these in at. So everything's going to be done in your mods folder. You can double click mods, click update, times 64, and then your DLC packs. if you watched my video on how to install LSPDFR, I'm sorry, how to install OpenIV, then all of this should be in there automatically because we put our update file into our mods folder. I always use patch day 22. It has never failed me. Every time I put something in there, it's always worked. Some files will tell you to do it in the latest patch day 25. Some will tell you to put it in 8. Some will tell you to put it in 3. I found if you just always use patch day 22, it will always work, guys. So once you double click on patch day 22, click on DLC RPF, time 64, levels, GTA 5, vehicles.rpf. Okay, and these are all the vehicles that are in there right now in this patch day. These vehicles need to be in here for GTA 5 to function properly. So don't delete them. The only ones you want to delete are the ones that you put in there. And even that, if you're putting a vehicle in on top of it, it's just going to replace it, so you don't have to worry about it. You guys won't have the police one in here because I put it in there just for a test, if you notice in my other video. So let's go ahead and, so we don't have to remember this long path, come up here to favorites, click add to favorites, and you can name it whatever you want. I like to name it police vehicles. That way I know where to add my police vehicles at. And like I said before, I want the Crown Victorian, but I want it to be in my Sheriff 1 slot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete police. I'm going to type in Sheriff. We're going to do that for all of them. Oh, I didn't mean to click on it. Sorry about that, guys. If you double click on it, it's going to try to open it. You don't need to do that. We're just renaming all these to Sheriff. Perfect. So now the Crown Victorian is recognized as Sheriff. Okay. So I want to drag. I want to highlight. And I want to drag over here to my buffer area. And I want to drop it. If you can see, right here. I added 2 down here and added a YTD up here. If you want to look at it, see what it's going to look like in game, just double click down here to YFT. And that's what it's going to look like, guys. It's going to have the tires on it. For some reason in this viewer, it messes it up. But as long as your skin looks good and everything's in the right position, then that's all that matters. So I like that. And now, so we don't forget, we want to go ahead and put in our ELS. Our ELS, our VCFs right here. This is what's going to make our light patterns flash correctly and know which ones to turn on which times. So they're always going to be an XML file. You want to go back to your main home screen here by clicking the GTA 5. And then you're going to look up here at your file and you're going to see ELS. You're going to click into that. You're going to see pack_default and @info. You want to double click on the pack default. And this is what you should see. You should see a police.xml, and that's it. So if you remember right, we changed our police to sheriff. So we want to do that again in here. I want to change this. Now it's going to tell me that it already exists. So what we need to do actually is change this in some way. Put a 3 by it because there's no Sheriff 3. And we want to change this again to Sheriff. There you go. Come on. Sometimes it's slow. We have a lot of stuff open right now. So here's our Sheriff. You want to drag and drop the XML into your pack default. And you'll see it pop up here. Okay, so now we're going to install one more vehicle in our Sheriff 2 spot. To make it easy, we're gonna find, it's probably this one right here. Yep. So our Sheriff 2, just to install one regularly without changing the names, anything like that, we're gonna go back to our favorites and go to police vehicles. And then boom, we're right there in patch day 22, where we need to be. So in order to install this vehicle, we're simply gonna highlight, drag, and drop. And you see Sheriff 2's down here. And that's what it's gonna look like, guys. Super simple. The only reason why the first one was so complicated was because they wanted to be down in the city, and I didn't want it down in the city. I'm going to put different vehicles down there. So we have Sheriff 2 in there now. So now we have to do the XMLs. So we're going to come back here to Grand Theft Auto 5, ELS, and pack default. Find Sheriff 2, drag, and drop. And that's it. We're going to come down here to the metas. And vehicle metas is like if you load into your game and you see that your window tint's super dark and you got to go in and you got to clean your vehicle, fix your vehicle, change the tint. Or if it's rolling around corners when you're turning because it's too sharp, you need to go in and you need to change your vehicle metas, which is right here. If some files come with it, some don't. So what we're going to do to get to that is we're going to go to mods, update RPF, common, data, levels, and then GTA 5. And if you can see right about here, we've got a vehicles.meta that's already in here. It's compressed and encrypted, which means it has not been messed with in any way. We're going to change that. But first, we're going to add this to our favorites so we don't have to remember that path again. We're going to change this to vehicle meta. You can change it to whatever you want. This is just how I remember it. Click add, and then you can see here, vehicle meta. So all you're going to do is you're going to highlight it, you're going to drag, and you're going to drop it. You see right here, it turned from compressed encrypted to just compressed because we added to it. So with that being done, well, that's new. Let's see if that stuck or not. Never had that close on me like that before. It just crashed. Regardless, that's how you do the vehicle meta. And then we're going to double check just to make sure it actually stuck. And it looks like it stuck, guys. So we're good. We're ready to close out of that. We're done with the Liberty Pack for right now. When you install one vehicle, that's how you install most of them. And now we're going to install this better Radiance. Once you click out all the pop-ups, you're going to click on Better Radiance version 3, 1.0.0. Okay, and here's, as you can see, it says it's got different ones, but this one is recommended. It's got the Better Radiance, the taxi, train, bus, and subway brightness fix. When you install this, it makes your lights brighter, and somehow it makes the taxi cab and the trains and all that stuff, their lights super bright to where it's like annoying and blinding. I'm gonna do this recommended one just because that's one I always use, and it's great, guys. There's also a README down here if you'd like to open it and follow it, but I'm gonna run you through it really quick, okay, guys? So we're gonna double click on the recommended files. We're gonna go back. This is for after. Sorry. We're gonna do this one right here. Okay, so we're gonna click on the Better Radiance dash Brighter Day police lights. If you do the Better Radiance normal, they're gonna be good, but they're not gonna be good. If that makes any sense. So we're gonna double click on here, and then we're gonna go back into our OpenIV. Here we go. Alright, so now we're going to take a new pathway, guys. This new pathway is going to be mods, update, update RPF, common, and data. If you can see down here, we should have visual data. I passed it, I know I did. There it is. Visual data. We haven't messed with it, so it's compressed and encrypted. And it's going to be this easy. We're going to highlight it, we're going to drag it, then we're going to drop it. And then also, if you want, add it to your favorites. We're going to do visual. We're going to add it. And that's it, guys. That's how you fix your lights. So we're going to come back to the main screen. I'm going to exit out of that, and we're done with better Radiance. We can get rid of that. Now, increased environmental lighting is going to be our last one for now. I hate all these pop-ups, guys. We're going to double-click into the file. And they have several options. You got bright, bright reduced range, bright reduced traffic advisor, brighter, you know, so on and so forth. They got the instructions and the changelog, what has been changed. We're going to do the brighter plus reduced traffic advisor, because if you notice in some of your vehicles when you start downloading them, the traffic advisors can be overpowering to the red and blues. So we're just going to do this one right here. It's got a little note here. What's this little note say? It says CLS INI reduces the yellow glow. Okay, so it just tells you what it does. So how we're going to do this? We're going to do this in our Grand Theft Auto 5 main directory. Okay, so not in our OpenIV, in our main directory. So here we are going to go to our ELS INI. So it's going to be, let's see, right here. Nope, I'm sorry. Better not have clicked on it yet. You didn't see me click on it. I'm searching for it, guys. This is actually the first time that I've installed this. So we're learning together. Okay, so we just drag it and drop it into our main directory, guys. We're going to click replace. And then just like that, it's got replaced. Okay. So with that being done, we're done with this. We can exit out of that. Delete it. Refresh. I always refresh, guys. Exit out of that. And then let's go in game and see those vehicles with their ELS lights. And then I'm going to run you through how to work your ELS, okay? Let's go into the game, and I'll see you guys shortly. Alright guys, and now that we're in game, let's use our new Simple Trainer menu to spawn our vehicles. We're going to come down here, let's go to Vehicle Spawning, Emergency, and then we only installed the Sheriff Cruiser and the Sheriff SUV, which is Sheriff 1 and Sheriff 2. Let's go ahead and get both of them in here. We got the Sheriff 1. And we've got the Sheriff 2. Back out of that. And they look great, guys. See, they've got all the wheels, just like I said they would. They look amazing. Ripple does a great job on his vehicles. So now let's try the lights. To turn your lights on, if you've got ELS installed, is the J key. So you've got J1, which does your traffic advisor.
Units respond code 3.
Do it one more time, you're in stage 2. And then stage 3 is all the lights. He does a great job on his lights, guys. It's one of my favorite parts of his vehicle. So those lights work just great. And so the different stages is what the VCF file, which is the ELS, the one that we dragged and dropped to the ELS, that's what this does. So it tells him, okay, he's only pressed it once. Okay, he's only pressed it twice. And then, obviously. And As of right now, we still got the default siren, which is not the best. But since we installed those visual files, guys, that's what made our lights this bright. Now, if you get in the game, you said, oh, I don't need those visual files, just go and just load in the game, and your lights are dim, you need to install those files that I just showed you. And if that still doesn't work, come over here to settings, guys. You're going to come down here to graphics. And then you're going to make sure that your post FX is either on very high or ultra, okay? As long as you're on very high or ultra, these are pretty much the same. There's not a whole lot of difference. You should be good. So let's see what they look like at night. See, they're bright, but they're not super bright, guys. And if you think they're too bright for you, then you can always go back and change it to one of the dimmer ones. The power of modding, guys. So that's going to be it. If you guys have any questions or anything, ask me down in the comments. If you liked it, smash that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe and click that notification bell. Until next time, guys. See you later.